Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series. Tonight, these Super Late Models will be taking on the tricky Southern National Motorsports Park for 125 laps. This is definitely one of the most difficult short tracks in iRacing. A lot of it is because of the length at only 0.3 of a mile long. Very, very short track, and I definitely think we're going to see a lot of drivers struggling on it just because of how difficult this track is. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee Atman-Weeson. I'm excited to call the action here tonight at Southern National Motorsports Park. Now, currently in practice, the driver at the top of the board is Thomas Axem in that number 13 machine. Thomas has won the first two races of the season here in the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series, and he's going to try to make it 3 in a row here tonight. Thomas didn't necessarily dominate last week at Lanier National Speedway. He only led 37 of the 125 laps, started in 11th and actually missed the start and fell to the back of the pack. Had to make his way back up to the field, and when he did, he eventually made it up to first and ended up taking the win. Aaron E. Johnson ended up finishing second, with Jason Warren finishing third. We saw Josh Oswald finish fourth, and Cody Pennell finish fifth. Now, after having 2 races this season, here's how the point standings are looking right now. Right now, at the top of the point standings, it's Thomas Axem. Second is Jason Warren. Jason Warren is only 11 points off of Thomas Axem. So if Warren gets a win or gets a great finish tonight, definitely can expect him to maybe potentially take the point standings lead. Third in points is Cody Pennell. Fourth is Josh Oswald. And then rounding out your top 5 right now in points, it is Cody Knott. So we still have 1 minute and 33 seconds left. The rest of the drivers that are fastest right now in practice is the 52 of Peyton Howell. 13.88 is his lap time, about 500ths off of the leader. Third is Jason Warren with a 13.90. Cody Pennell with a 13.96 is in fourth, and then rounding out your top 5 right now in practice is Mike Hasty. Right now we got majority of these super late models sitting in the pits right now, just getting ready for qualifying. Qualifying, as you all know if you've watched the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series, is very, very, very important. In qualifying, the top 15 advance to the feature, and they don't even have to fight through the heat races. But from 16th on back, you're going to get placed in a heat race, and the top 5 from that heat race, and only the top 5, will advance to the feature event. Now, I think it's going to be very, very dicey in the heat race because we have 34 drivers in this session, and only 5 of them can advance to, or 5 of them in the heat race can advance to the feature. Well, again, 15 from qualifying will be advancing to the feature, and that'll make 20 cars in this feature. So we're going to have to narrow the field down from 34 cars to 20. So that means that 14 drivers are going to be packing their bags before the race even starts. And we'll see who those drivers are in just a second. Practice is wrapping up. Here we go, getting ready for qualifying. All right, here we go with qualifying. The teams are getting their vehicles ready to go. We see Hemi Gerard. Let's see. We got Charlie Gates Jr., Shane Bedford on track right now. Sam Wettstein in the 98 on track right now. All right, we're getting some people on the board. Hemi Gerardini was at the top. Oh, we're getting everybody on the board one after another. I'm going to let everything settle out for a little bit. All right, right now, Logan Sturgeon is on the top of the board with a 14.07 as his lap time. Second is Mike Hasty with a 14.10 as his fastest lap time. And then Brandon Hughes is in third right now. So currently the top four is all separated by less than a tenth at the moment. Terry Bates, who led a couple laps last week at Lanier, he is currently sitting on the pole right now with a 14.0. 14 flat is his lap time. We see he's slowing down after running a little bit slower than his fastest lap time. We see Jason Warren up to third with a 14.04. He is about 400ths off of the top. And there we go. We see the first driver to break into the 13s. That is Thomas Axem, and that 13.84 is his lap time. So, wow, that's like 2/10 faster than the rest of the field. Kevin Anderson is now sitting in second. Terry Bates is in third right now. See Zach Wetstein into the top 10 right now. 14.10 is his lap time. Still about 3/10 off of the lead. And oh, he gets into the outside wall there. Samuel Roberts sets his first lap time. He is one spot off of the cutoff line with a 14.22. He's going to have to pick up maybe 1,000th or 2,000ths of a second to get into the top 15. Let's see if he can improve. It looks like everybody who is going to qualify has qualified. So right now, Shane Bedford has that 15th and final spot right now, and he is looking to be the last driver that is going to advance to the heat race. Now, actually, this could change. We have Aaron Johnson going onto the track right now. Last week's runner-up finisher. See what he can do here on this first lap. Nice and clean through 3 and 4. Into the top 10 with a 14.14. That is going to knock Shane Bedford out of the top 15. And oh, Aaron Johnson gets loose off of the backstretch. And he is sadly going to have to settle for a little bit of a slower lap time, 18.35. Hate to see it that he did not improve in his second lap, but still, Aaron Johnson is in the top 10. So right now, we see Mike Steffen is now sitting in that 15th and final spot to advance to the feature. Shane Bedford and the rest of the field after that are going to have to fight their way into the feature by the heat races. Let's take a look at how the weather is looking like here in Kenly, North Carolina. We've got 67 degrees Fahrenheit is the air temperature, 37% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 2 miles per hour wind speed. And then we have the track temperature is actually a little bit warmer at 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and Southern Nationals 0.35 miles in length. One of the shortest short tracks on iRacing, if not the shortest short track. And again, we are in Kenly, North Carolina, the virtual Kenly, North Carolina. So there you see it, your top 20 on the board. The top 15 are going straight to the feature and won't have to fight through the heat race. The rest of the drivers, Shane Bedford, Samuel Roberts, Frank Barbary, Josh Oswald, Cody Knott, all of them are going to have to fight in through the heat races. So here we are gridding for the heat races. Got the pace car on track, and all of these super late models behind. So here we go. We are getting ready to look at the starting lineup, starting on the pole with a lap time of 14.217. It's Shane Bedford in the 7 on the pole. Outside of him with Team Sideswipe, it's Samuel Roberts in the 11. Third is Frank Barbary in the 29. Outside of him, it's Josh Oswald. And then rounding out your top 5, it is Cody Knott. 6th place is Harold Rothery in the number 1. 7th is Daniel Roberts. 18th is Hemi Gerardini. 9th is Aaron Ward. And then rounding out your top 10, it is Shannon Wilder of Wildfire Racing. Elliott Longenecker with full send in the number 5. Charlie Gage Jr. in the 55 starting 12th. 13th will be Josh Cole in the 224. 14th is Phil Hitman Manzo, one of our sponsors for this league. We got Nathan Hall in 15th. Bladen Edwards in 16th. Nick King in 17th. Chud Bassett in 18th. And Jamie Tweed in 19th. We do want to thank our 2 supporters of the Thunderstruck. Hitman Manzo, who is racing in this race tonight in that 44 machine, and Shappy Edit. Shappy Edits is a YouTube channel, and it's like all of the highlights from the races in the original Rebels and the original Rebel sister leagues. And just go to YouTube, SHAPPY Edits, and you can find highlights from all of the most recent original Rebels races. So here we go, pace cars in, and green flag is out. We see your top 2 taking off, and we get a great run on the outside for Samuel Roberts. He's got the nose as we go here onto the backstretch. Roberts was able to get clear. We also see Josh Oswald coming on that outside. He is also able to get clear to second, and we see a caution flag come out. Big wreck involving many vehicles. So here we are. Looks like we saw the 17 of Hemi Gerardini gets into the wall. I think he might... Ooh. See, Aaron Ward makes it 3 wide, him and that 10 machine of Shannon Wilder. Oh, but this happens here, I believe, through 3 and 4. Looks like there was a little bit of a checkup in front of him, and the cars just begin to stack up like a domino effect. It looked like Shane Bedford, like all of a sudden abruptly stopped, and that just created a domino effect, as you see right here. Aaron Ward involved. Cody Knott. See Gerardini involved. The 224 of Josh Cole and a few others are around here. Hate to see it for him. But that is okay. These drivers are just going to have to shake it off here and get back ready to go back green here in just a second. There we see lights are off on that pace car. We got Samuel Roberts restarting on the bottom and Josh Oswald on the top. We do want to shout out some of our Facebook commenters. Chad Bassett says, let's go. Thanks for tuning in, Chad. And then Tia Middleton says, go Warrior Racing. Pace car's in. Green flag is back out there. We see Samuel Roberts take off, and he is able to get clear of Josh Oswald as we go here through turns 1 and 2. Josh Oswald, though, still sticking right behind Roberts on his back bumper, looking to try to make a pass here. Looks like Roberts is actually beginning to extend his gap a little bit over Oswald. And, oh, we see a caution come out. Elliott Longenecker. Here we go. So here's Longenecker on the bottom. Above him, it's Hemi Gerardini. Let's see. Does Longenecker just get... Yeah, Longenecker loses it off of 2. And I believe he drifts to the bottom of the track where nobody else can hit him. Hopefully that's the case. Yep. Looks like nobody else was involved in this accident. And that is good. We're able to keep a lot of these cars clean still. So we're back under caution. Samuel Roberts stays your leader. And right now, your top 5 that are looking to advance to the feature are Samuel Roberts, Josh Oswald, Harold Rothery, Daniel Roberts and Shane Bedford. We're getting ready to restart here with Samuel Roberts restarting on the bottom. Above him, it's Josh Oswald. Pace car is in, and green flag is back out there. We see Samuel Roberts taking off, but we see Josh Oswald getting a great run on that outside. He's about to that number 11's rear quarter panel, and he's continuing to get an even better run. Off four, though, we see Samuel Roberts is able to get cleared, and we see another caution flag come out. What is it this time? See, Josh Cole was involved in this one. Here we go. Looks like there was some wrecking in front of him, I believe. That is the 04 of Chud Bassett. Gerardini. 55 of Gates gets on the apron. And, ooh. I don't know who slid up there. But we see Aaron Ward, Cole get together. Nick King is involved. Wow. Hate to see it there for him. So once again, back under caution. This has been a very, very wreck-filled heat race. A lot of drivers having difficulty with this track so far. Question is, will it be the same song and dance here in the feature? We will see. Lights are off on the pace car, so we're getting ready to go back green here. Samuel Roberts will be restarting on the bottom, and Josh Oswald will be restarting on the top. There we see Samuel Roberts taking off. But once again, we see Josh Oswald getting a great run on that outside, trying to get equal to Roberts here. Oswald still at about Roberts' door, but there we see Samuel Roberts is able to get cleared. 3 laps to go. See Josh Oswald continuing to chase that number 11. He's only got 2 laps to try to make a shot for the lead here. And oh! As I say that, we see the caution flag come out. Once again, Josh Cole getting in this incident. So he has Gerardini in front of him. Ooh, we see a car in front of him gets into the outside wall. I don't know if that's what ends up causing this accident. Ooh, it's just a big pileup. See, I believe I see the... Oh, that's what happened. So Josh Cole was slowing down to try to avoid the wreck, and we see Gerardini just gets right into the back of him. Aaron Ward gets involved. We see Nick King gets a little bit of damage. Manzo makes a little bit of contact. There you have it, folks. So I believe we're going to have a green-white checkered here to finish off this heat race. And right now it's looking like Samuel Roberts is going to get the heat race win, but the main thing we're looking at is that cutoff line. Who is going to be the 5th and final driver to make it into the race? Right now, sitting in 5th is Shannon Wilder in that 10 machine behind them, trying to fight his way into the feature as best as he possibly can, is Chud Bassett. are lining up and getting set to go back green here this time by Samuel Roberts. Will be restarting on the bottom, and Josh Oswald will be restarting on the top. Pace car is in, and green flag is back out. There we see Samuel Roberts taking off, and once again we see Josh Oswald gets a great restart. He's trying to get side by side and equal with Roberts. They're wrecking behind them, and that's going to bring out our 5th caution of the heat race. Wow. What an eventful heat race it has been. So we're watching Frank Barbary in that 29. He's got, I believe that's the 5 of Elliot Longenecker outside of him. And Shannon Wilder, like, slows way down here in 1 and 2. I know, let's see, Barbary looks like he was just trying to avoid it. He slides up the track. And then I think he thought he was clear of Daniel Roberts, but he was not. Slides across his nose. Wow, we see Aaron Ward plowing in. Nick King, Hitman Manzo. Hate to see it there for all involved. What a heat race it has been for a lot of these drivers. So many people have gotten involved in these accidents. Right now, I think there's got to be only a few cars that don't have at least a little scratch of damage on them. One of those being your leader, Samuel Roberts. Currently sitting in that 5th spot right now is Chud Bassett in that number 5 machine. Or no, that number 04 machine. I was looking behind him. He's got a little bit of, that is left front damage. Hopefully that doesn't affect him too much. Here's our 2nd attempt at a green-white checkered. Pace car's in. Green flag is back out there. We see Samuel Roberts taking off on the inside, and he's able to get clear of Josh Oswald early. We're side by side for 2nd. Here comes Harold Rothery trying to get a nose over Josh Oswald. We'll see Josh Oswald gets a great run on the outside off of 4, and he slides into that 2nd spot. 1, 2, 3 all set behind them. We're fighting for that final spot. Looks like Chud Bassett is going to get that 5th and final spot. No! We see Shannon Wilder with the bump and run. But Shannon Wilder also doesn't cross the finish line to 5th. It's Cody Knott. So Samuel Roberts, Josh Oswald, Harold Rothery, Shane Bedford, and Cody Knott are your 5 drivers that will be advancing to the feature. Definitely sad for those who did get eliminated, but there is always next race. So here we are. We are going to be having a 2-minute practice session to give these drivers a teensy bit more practice time. There's Peyton Howell on track right now. We know he was 2nd on the board during our first practice, and oh, he gets loose off a 2. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that here tonight. At Southern National Motorsports Park, we see Sam Letstein to the top of the board with a 20.61. Now it's Kevin Anderson to the top with the 14.24. Then it's Logan Sturgeon to the top with a 14.10. Terry Bates is in 2nd with a 14.19. Kai Shapart with a 14.19 as well. Jason Warren to the top of the board makes it into the 13s. 13.96 is his lap time. There's Mike Steffen on track right now. He jumps to 2nd with a 14.08. That's a little bit more than a tenth off of Jason Warren. We see Cody Pennell is able to get by Mike Steffen with the 14.04 as his lap time. Oh, Peyton Howland to the inside wall. He set a 13.98, which is about 2/100ths off of Jason Warren's fastest time. So here we are. We are gridding for the feature event, and it is time for your starting lineup. Starting on the pole from New England with a 13.839 as his fastest lap time. It's the 9:98 of Thomas Axem. Outside of him, it's Kevin Anderson. Third, it's the 8 of Terry Bates. Outside of him with Critchley Gallen Engineering, it's Peyton Howland. Then rounding out your top 5, it is Cody Pennell. 6th is Jason Warren with Team Peacemaker. 7th is Logan Sturgeon with Big Fish Motorsports. You see kind of a correlation with the last name. 8th is Zach Wetstein. 9th is Mike Hasty. And then rounding out your top 10 is last week's runner-up, Aaron Johnson with Shock Eye 12 Racing. Brandon Hughes will be 11th in the 111. Kai Shapart in 12th. We see Tracy Pennell will be starting 13th. Outside of him with Extreme Motorsports, it's Sam Wetstein. And then rounding out your top 15, it's Mike Steffen. 16th is Samuel Roberts. 17th will be Josh Oswald. 18th in the field is Harold Rothery. 19th is Shane Bedford. And then rounding out your top 20, it's Cody Knott. So here we go. 125 laps around this 0.3 of a mile oval. I think it is going to be some exciting short track racing here. Go. Got Thomas Axem on the inside, Kevin Anderson on the outside. Here we go. Green flag is out for 125 laps at Southern National Motorsports Park. And already we see a car around. That's Kevin Anderson, and that's going to bring out our first caution. Did not even complete a lap. So here is what happened here. This happened like directly as the green flag dropped as we went into turn 1. See, Kevin Anderson was starting on that outside. Below him was Thomas Axem. Gets a good jump. And looks like, wow, Peyton Howell just gets a great run. And then as soon as we get into 1, I don't know if their braking zones were different or what, but we see Howe just gets right into the back of Kevin Anderson. Jason Warren has nowhere to go. We see the 4 is involved. Kai Shapart and a few others. I believe that was Sam Wetstein. Man, hate to see it for those who were involved in that first incident. Didn't even get to complete a lap. See, Mark Arthur says, won't even be a race. Axem will win. I mean, Thomas Axem has dominated the first 2 races of the season. He literally has an average finish of first. But I don't know. Anything can still happen at a track like Southern National Motorsports Park. The fact that this track is only 0.3 of a mile just makes it so unpredictable for these late model drivers. Lights are off on the pace car, so we're getting ready to go back green here. Thomas Axem will be restarting on the bottom outside of him. It's Terry Bates. Green flag is back out. There we see Thomas Axem taking off behind him. We see Peyton Howe is looking low, trying to make a pass for the lead. We see Thomas Axem is around into the outside wall, but he is able to save it. So that is going to give Peyton Howe the lead. Peyton showing some aggressiveness very, very early on, not afraid to use the chrome horn. That was a big move for that number 52. Right now, Terry Bates is running in second. Cody Pinnell is in third. We see Aaron Johnson is currently side by side for fifth right now, or fourth between him and Brandon Hughes right now. They're pretty much equal as we go here off of turn 2. Brandon Hughes with the nose. These two have been battling now for a few laps now. We see Brandon Hughes has the nose as we cross the line. Let's see if he can get a good run. Still right there in fifth despite Aaron Johnson finally getting clear. And look at this, Thomas Axem, despite getting in our first caution of the race and despite being involved, he is in sixth place right now. And that just shows just how fast that number 13 is. He's currently tailing that number 111. Can he get by him? We'll see here in just a couple laps now. Looks like Brandon Hughes is also trying to get back by that 78 of Aaron Johnson. Caution flag is out. Oh, looks like Josh Oswald was just racing very, very hard with that 72 of Hasty. Gets into the back of him. See that 72 goes around. Even hits the cone. And I think this is what ended up bringing out the caution. So really only a two-car incident. So right now, currently, Peyton Howe is the leader at the moment in that number 52 machine. And again, we saw Peyton make a very, very aggressive move early on. Look low under Thomas Axem, trying to make the pass. And I'm not sure who came up or who came down, but they both made contact. And Thomas Axem was the one that got sent around. But he's coming back. Thomas Axem is up to sixth place right now. Is going to be restarting outside third row here on this next restart. Lights on the pace car are out. So we're getting ready to go back green here. Peyton Howe will be restarting on the bottom. Outside of him, it's Terry Bates. Pace car's in. Green flag is back out like a rocket. We see Peyton Howe taking off. He's able to get clear of Terry Bates here. And he's already extending that lead. Aaron Johnson is on Terry Bates' back bumper for that second spot. That is where Aaron Johnson finished last race in P number 2, and he's trying to get back there in here at Southern National. But right behind him, we have a 2-wide battle between Thomas Axem and Cody Pennell. We see Aaron Johnson just drops to the bottom and is letting everybody by. I'm not sure what happened to Johnson. I don't know if that was a personal decision or what. Right now, Thomas Axem sitting in that 4th position. He's working on trying to get by Cody Pennell for that 3rd spot. Looks like Aaron Johnson is in the pits and he's getting out. I am not sure what is going on. I'm not too sure what happened to Aaron Johnson. But here comes Thomas Axem trying to look low here under Cody Pennell for 3rd. Axem with the nose, and he is able to get clear. Thomas Axem up to 3rd now. He's only got 2 cars he needs to pass to get back in 1st where he started this race. Brandon Hughes trying to come up behind Cody Pennell for 4th right now. But oh, look at this. The battle is beginning to brew right here for 2nd. I think Thomas Axem is going to try to look low here under Terry Bates in the next few laps, including maybe it's this next lap right here. Gets a great run off of turn 4, and we see him look low in turns 1 and 2. See 13 of Axem finally able to get to 2nd, so Terry Bates is now running in 3rd, and we see Cody Pennell looking low under that 8 machine. Pennell is able to get clear, but sticking right behind him on his back bumper is Terry Bates right now. Behind Terry is that 111 of Brandon Hughes. See Kieran Church on Facebook says, go get him, Peyton. Peyton right now sitting with a comfortable 1 second lead over 2nd place. Thomas Axem took the lead early on our first restart of the race. Looked low under our leader Thomas Axem. The 2 made contact. We saw Axem go around, and now Peyton Howe is the leader. Yep, cue the Jaws music for sure. We are seeing Thomas Axem beginning to reel in Peyton Howe a little bit, 10th by 10th, inch by inch. He is getting up there. But it went from a 1 second lead to an 8/10 lead. So little by little, Thomas Axem is catching that 52, and we see caution flag is out. Terry Bates was involved in this one, and wow, he was actually doing very, very well. So, I hope, let's see, what happened. Looks like Bates was getting passed by Logan Sturgeon here. And we see Mike Steffen also coming down there on the bottom. Ooh, I think Bates was just trying to avoid hitting Logan Sturgeon. Gets into the outside wall. And we see Mike Steffen just tries to look low. Just gets right to his rear quarter panel. And that's going to send Terry Bates around. I think just because he's at the top of the track, nobody else was involved. Yeah, not that I can see. See, Mike Steffen is exiting the pits. I think he may have a little bit of damage from that last incident. He is back out on track right now. So still, we see Peyton Howe continues to lead this race. All right, I believe we're going to be getting ready for the restart here this time by. Go. Lights are off on the pace car. And we are getting ready to go back green here. Peyton Howe Restarting on the bottom, Thomas Axem restarting on the top. Pace car's in. And we see Peyton Howell takes off, trying to get clear of Thomas Axem here. Yes, he does get clear, but Thomas Axem still right on Howell's back bumper. Definitely think he's going to try to make a pass here in the next few laps. Like Axem, he was right on Howell's back bumper there. Right now, Thomas Axem just trying to set up that pass. Here's what it looks like currently on his screen right now. Trying his best to get as low as he possibly can to try to get under Peyton Howell, but he does not want to make contact with that 52 machine. Last time these two were battling for the lead, a caution came out. These two are probably the two fastest super late models on the track right now. So it's definitely exciting to see the two fastest late models battling for the lead here. The interesting thing, though, is that neither Peyton Howell nor Thomas Axem has the fastest lap of the race. That award is going to actually go to Cody Pennell, currently running in third right now. His fastest lap time was a 14.09, which was about 200ths faster than our second fastest lap, which was set by Thomas Axem. Thomas just continuing to try to set up the pass here on Peyton Howell. Peyton doing a great job running that low line, trying to play as much defense as he possibly can. Here we see Thomas Axem making the pass finally. He's out to the door. Can he get equal? Looks like Axem has the nose here as we go off a 2. Thomas Axem with the nose as we cross the line here. Wow. These two have been going at it for laps now since the restart, and they continue to remain side by side. Kudos to both Howell and Axem for keeping it clean with these two battling for so long. Neither of them have made a single bit of contact between each other. Just continue to stay side by side. Goodness gracious. See, Mark Arthur says, think Axem is just messing with them. I don't know. Both of them are running pretty much the exact same lap time, so it makes sense that they're having difficulty passing each other. Yep, they were only 100th apart last time by. I don't think it's a coincidence that it's taken them so long. And there we go. We see Thomas Axem finally is able to get clear of Peyton Howell. Peyton Howell gives him a little bit of a tap. Peyton Howell still right on Axem's back bumper, not letting him get away. So right now, I do want to shout out tonight's biggest mover of the race, Harold Rothery, in that number 1 machine. Harold started in the 18th position, had to fight into this race through the heat race, and here he is running in the top 10 with some of the championship contenders. And he is holding his own right now, sitting behind Logan Sturgeon. Kevin Anderson and Brandon Hughes just trying his best to hang out and hang with these faster cars, doing a great job. And I will say right now, Rothery's only running about 3/10 off the leader. Definitely has the chance to do very well in this race. And I do want to look at this battle currently here for 6th right now. Logan Sturgeon right on Kevin Anderson's back bumper at the moment. Anderson doing his best to hold off that number 26, but Logan Sturgeon definitely doing a great job trying to get under that number 181. I mean, that. Take a look at the in-car cam for Logan Sturgeon right now. Right now, just trying to take it as low as he possibly can to get by, again, Kevin Anderson, who's currently sitting in front of him. Kevin Anderson is actually trying to reel back in Brandon Hughes for that 5th spot. I don't know. I still think the main battle we got to watch right now is definitely Kevin Anderson versus Logan Sturgeon. See Logan Sturgeon trying to take a shot here under Kevin Anderson. Definitely say in the next couple of laps we're going to see Sturgeon get by. Wow, look at that. The brake rotors are glowing right now. And oh, as I say that, caution flag is out. Shane Bedford. So here's Shane Bedford off of 4. In front of him, that is... Oh, I'm not sure who that is. Looks like he slows way down here. And I don't think Samuel Roberts was expecting that. He gets right into the back of that 7 machine and spins him around. Currently back here under caution. Thomas Axem right now is currently your leader. Behind him, it's Peyton Howe. And let's do a quick top 5 flyby. There's your currently your top 5 at the moment, and we do see lights on the pace car are off. So we're getting ready to go back green here this time by. Thomas Axem will be restarting the bottom. Peyton Howe will be restarting on the top. Behind them, it's Jason Warren and Cody Pinnell. Pace car's in. Green flag is back out. We see Thomas Axem taking off. Trying his best to get clear of Peyton Howe early. Peyton Howe doing a great job keeping up with Axem up there on the top, but Thomas Axem is able to get clear of Peyton Howe. Still Howe sticking right on Axem's back bumper, not letting him get away. Just continuing to try to set up that pass on that number 13 machine. Let's see. This time, caution flags out. Kevin Anderson was involved in this one. Let's check out what happened. This was for 6th. Here's Kevin Anderson getting ready to go into turn 1. We see Logan Sturgeon's right behind him, and I don't know if they had different braking zones or what, but Logan Sturgeon just flies right into the back of that 181. There's only pretty much a 2-car incident there. Let's see. We got someone on YouTube. Mystic Serpent says, it's kind of hard to pass when the leader can just full throttle it off of the corner. Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen so far, I mean, I can agree with that. I think we've seen a lot of drivers having difficulty passing, but still, we've seen some drivers make some great passes. And that's where you really got to start getting aggressive in the later portions of this race, because if it's hard to make passes, then you kind of sometimes have to force them. And I know at the end here, at late race, it's definitely going to mean that these drivers are going to be not afraid to use the chrome horn. Lights are off on the pace car, getting ready to go back green here. Thomas Axem will be restarting on the bottom. Peyton Howe will be restarting outside of him. Pace car's in. Green flag is back out there. We see Thomas Axem getting a great restart, and he's able to get clear of Peyton Howe early, but still Peyton Howe staying right on Axem's back bumper, not letting him get away. And we're able to wrap the turns good. But, oh, Thomas Axem is actually able to increase his gap a little bit right there. And right now, we're nearing the late race where the action is going to start to pick up. So I do want to do this quickly. Pump up the intensity. There we go. That's pump up the intensity for you still. Thomas Axem is your leader. Closest battle right now is for that 4th spot. Right now, Brandon Hughes is tailing Cody Pennell. Let's see, Mystic Serpent says... Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anything. I know in this league it is fixed setup. So setups have nothing to do with speed. I just think, you know, Thomas Axem. Oh, shoot, we got a wreck. Here's what happened. So here we got Shane Bedford. He was trailing behind Sam Wetstein. And I believe that's Tracy Pennell. We see Tracy slides down the track a little bit right into Wetstein. Slides up the track. And then, Shane Bedford has nowhere to go except for right in to that 116. Ooh, we see, ouch, Tracy Pennell into the barrels. We see Kevin Anderson also is involved. Hate to see it for them. But back to talking about Thomas Axem. So far, it's been very, very impressive to watch that number 13. Again, this is fixed setup, so I mean, the reason why Axem is fast is not because of setup. You really do have to drive the car, so we're just seeing just how good of a driver that number 13 is. And yes, I mean, he's definitely driving the car way better than Powell, and I actually kind of want to look at Peyton Howell here from his view and see how different his line is compared to Thomas Axem. So let's watch this next restart like this. Lights are off on the pace car. And we are getting ready to go back green here. Pace car's in. And green flag is back out there. We see Thomas Axem taking off. And Peyton Howell doing a great job at keeping it up there on that high side. Barely misses hitting the wall. And they're pretty much equal here as we go through turns 3 and 4. Thomas Axem with the nose there as we cross the line. Oh, Peyton Howell gets into the wall a little bit. And that is going to allow Thomas Axem to get clear. We actually saw Howell make a little bit of contact with Thomas Axem's back bumper. We see Howell not letting Axem get away, continuing to stay right behind him. Yeah, Axem continuing to extend that lead. Hey, we got Shenandoah Shine in the chat there on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, Shenandoah Shine. They say, come on, Howell. Peyton Howell is in the catbird seat right now, sitting behind your leader, Thomas Axem. Definitely has a chance, led a lot of laps here tonight at Southern National Motorsports Park. He's just got to catch up to Thomas Axem, and he's got 20 laps to do that. But thanks for tuning in, Shenandoah Shine. I know we've done a few races for y'all. I believe it was like, one of them was called the Shenandoah Shine 250. But, yep, thanks for tuning in. And, oh, we got a caution flag out. Kai Shapart involved in this one. So here's Kai running on that outside. Below him, it's Sam Wetstein and Tracy Pinnell. And ooh, Shapard just slides down the track a teensy bit right into Tracy Pinnell's right front, and that just sends Kai around. Ooh, Josh Oswald barely misses making contact, but here we are back under caution with 15 laps to go for these drivers. Will it be Thomas Axem winning his third race of the season? That is a question. We do have a few drivers into the pits. What is this? Josh Oswald, Jason Warren, both coming into the pits. Both of them are running up front doing good, and now they're coming in. I don't know if either of them had damage or what. I don't know if fuel is going to play a factor. We'll see here. Lights on the pace car off, so we're getting ready to go back green here. Thomas Axem will be restarting on the bottom, and Peyton Howell will be restarting on the top. Here we go. Pace car's in. And green flag is back out. What a restart for Peyton Howell. He was able to keep it pretty much equal with Thomas Axem as they cross the line, but Axem has the nose here as we go off of 2. And we see Thomas Axem is able to get clear. We see Peyton Howell gets into Thomas Axem's back bumper. Thomas Axem is around. He is able to save it. Good gosh, aggressive move there by Peyton Howell, and he is now in the lead, and he is just on a Sunday drive. He's got a gap between him. Had to make a very, very aggressive move to get up there. We do have a battle right now for second between Brandon Hughes and Logan Sturgeon. Sturgeon, ooh, makes a little bit of contact with Brandon Hughes, letting him know, hey, I'm here. Looks like Logan Sturgeon is blinking a little bit. That could definitely be in the be a problem here as these two battle. Oh, we see some cars around behind them. I don't know if this is going to bring out the caution. No, it does not. And oh, look at this. Thomas Axem trying to make his way back up to the field here with 5 laps to go. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch your leader, Peyton Howell, in 5 laps, but he might be able to make it to third or second. Right now, he's sitting behind Logan Sturgeon, just trying to set up that pass. You know, Axem is way faster than both Sturgeon and Brandon Hughes, but it is very, very hard to pass here at Southern National. Right there on that back bumper. Is he going to try to look low here? Oh, he gets into Logan Sturgeon's rear quarter panel. Sturgeon's around. Will that bring out the caution? We see everybody trying to save it. Final lap for leader Peyton Howell. Peyton with the bump and run with 11 to go. Here he is making his way through turns 3 and 4. Peyton Howell wins your third Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series event. Brandon Hughes finishes second, and we see Cody Pennell finishes third. And there we go. We see Peyton Howell with the burnout, and a well-deserved burnout at that. His first race this season in the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series. And in that first race, Peyton gets a win. See, Brandon Hughes is there as well, giving Peyton a congratulations. And there we see Peyton Howell trying to get into victory lane. There we go. Finally sitting in the victory lane, and then he manually disconnects. So here we are getting set for the driver interview. Starting off, he's currently running third in points right now, only a little bit off of your leader, Thomas Axem. It is Cody Pennell. Let's see. There we go. Cody, this is Atlan Broadcast Booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Awesome. Well, what a race for you. I mean, started in 5th, and we saw you pretty much in the top 5 for most of the race, running top 3 there. And, I mean, you did a great job avoiding all the wrecks. You stayed pretty clean, very, very consistent. And there at the end, you were running in that 4th spot. Or I believe you actually know you were running in 5th, and we saw the accident between Axem and Sturgeon. You were able to fly right by that, avoid it, and get that bronze spot. I mean, what did you think of this race here at Southern National?
Honestly, man, it was a pretty crazy race. It pretty much came down to being able to avoid the carnage and just being at the right place at the right time. I'm not sure what happened to Jason, but, you know, he dropped out. And then, like you said, right there on, I think it was either coming to the white flag or on the last lap, Thomas got into Sturgeon there, and I was able to get around them and hold on to third. So I'm really happy with that. I know I didn't have, you know, the pace to keep up with the leaders, but just hanging right there with them and trying to learn all I can. And had a good time, and I appreciate these guys letting me run with them.
Definitely. How were the tires feeling there after 125 laps on them? Was it getting tight? Was it getting loose?
They were pretty awful. I kept having to put more rear brake in it the longer that we ran, and just trying to cool them off under caution. But I had burned them up pretty early, trying to stay in front of Jason there. And then when I let him by me, I just kind of tried to go into tire saving mode at that point, but it was a little too late. I haven't looked at what they were, but I'm sure they're not in good shape.
Got you. Well, before we let you go, Cody, is there anybody you would like to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank my main sponsor, Garland Roberts Trucking, for helping me do this. Like I said, Thunderstruck, for letting me run with them. ARCS, the league that I come from, they've, you know, racing with those guys every week has helped me get to the point that I'm at. And also thanks to you for broadcasting.
For sure, Cody. But again, great third place finish, and have a great rest of your night.
All right, appreciate it, buddy. You too.
Looks like we do not have Brandon Hughes here. Oh, there we go. We actually got him. We'll pull him in. Yep, Brandon, this is Atlan in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy. You got me?
Yep, got you loud and clear. But wow, great race for you. They were the third biggest move of the race. Started in 11th, and wow, you showed that. I mean, you can work your way up to the field. You worked up your way to the field pretty quickly, and we saw you in the top 5 for the most of the race, battling with people, and coming there to the late in the race, we saw you were battling with Logan and Thomas, and eventually we saw Thomas and Logan got together, and that kind of helped you extend your lead over everybody else, and ended up settling for that second place finish. Couldn't quite catch Peyton. I mean, what did you think of this race?
Yeah, I thought this race was awesome. I didn't have anything for Peyton, and honestly, I thought I was a top 5 car, but never thought I'd come home second. There was a couple unfortunate incidents in the top 5 that allowed me to get to second, but had some great racing, great battles. Me on the outside, some cars on the inside. Everybody raced me clean. Nobody really had any major contact. So it was a great race. I loved it. The series is awesome. Thank you guys for the broadcast, and can't wait to come back next week.
Yes, sir. And I thank you for the interview. Again, awesome runner-up finish, and hopefully we'll see another great performance from you next week. Have a great rest of your night, Brandon.
Yep, thanks. Appreciate it. Got to thank my sponsors, Moneymaker Motorsports, out there that run the race team. So if you guys want to find some speed, come on over to Moneymakers. We can hook you up.
For sure. Well, again, congratulations, Brandon, on second place, and have a good one.
Thanks.
And now it is time for the winning interview, the man of the hour, Peyton Howe. Peyton, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, what a race for you. Started in P number 4, and you quickly made your way up to the front early on the first restart. We saw you getting a little bit of a battle there with Thomas Axem. He went around, and that gave you the first spot. You were able to keep it for a little bit. We saw Thomas was able to make his way back through the field and get back by you, but they're coming to the last restart with 11 laps to go. We saw you make another aggressive move, and you were able to make it back to first, and you hung on to the lead there for the rest of the race. Ended up finishing with a 2-second lead. I mean, once you got into the lead, I mean, it was kind of lights out for you. What did you think of this race, Peyton?
Yeah, that first accident with Thomas, I mean, I don't know what it was. I might have drove it in a little bit too deep, or he come down, whatever racing deal. I told him sorry. Like, I was mad at the start. Told him sorry after that, after I had people go and watch it for me. And but that final move, I just count that as a bump and run, and he turned down into my door. So
I got you. And I mean, that was just some aggressive short track race in there. I mean, how were you feeling there on that last restart? I mean, what were you going to try to do to get back to first?
I wanted to pass him on the outside. That's what I wanted to do. I mean, you've seen we run side by side for 20 laps clean, and I was gonna pass him on the outside, but these tires, they were dead. You can't run the outside as a freaking plow box. So I got up, lined up behind him because he got to run off. So I went and arced the corner, got to run under him, and just pushed him into the corner, gave him a little bump and run, and I guess it knocked him a little bit squirrely, and he about wrecked it. So. But yeah, that was a lot of fun racing with him in that middle part when we were side by side.
And for your victory, is there anybody you would like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Critchley Gallant Engineering, Shenandoah Shine, Motorpsorts Apparel. You can go and find them on Facebook or Motorsportsapparel.com. McConey Setup Shop and Camping World for hopping on board.
Gotcha, Peyton. Well, again, great first win of the season for you, and hopefully we'll see some more great races from you in the future. Have a great rest of your night, Peyton.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. A wild race here at Southern National. That was short track racing at its finest. Lots of beating, banging, bumping runs. This was one crazy race. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in to watch the broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. As always, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. Make sure to check us out on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1, as we are on the road to 50 followers on there. Always dropping polls and responding to y'all's comments. So, again, Intensity Broad 1 on Twitter. And then make sure to download the E-Racing TV app on Roku TV or Fire TV, as 7 nights a week there's iRacing action on there, including on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Intensity Broadcasting's broadcast on there for your viewing pleasure. So, as always, I'm Atlee Atman-Wees, and on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Over and out.